It could be interesting. This is like the Score Esports, 2 million subscribers. Are all gaming chairs a scam? Yes, they are. I can tell you at the start, before we even watch this video, I can tell you that yes, they are.
In on a little secret. Most gaming chairs are a complete waste of money.
You can see on the GT racing chair, the backrest is...
Let me tell you why. So let me rewind for a second. So this shit here, first of all, this chair here, I don't know what they're going to say in the video, but this support for your shoulders makes your shoulders go like this, which is super fucking uncomfortable. I had my share of gaming chairs. I was stupid. I bought 1 or 2. And no, 1, I just bought 1 and I was like, no. After that, fuck no. Also, lumbar support, this shit, no, this is like a fucking pillow, dude. This is like when you go to your girl's apartment and she has like a ton of fucking pillows all over the place and like there's nowhere to fucking sit because you have a pillow sitting there already. So no, this is not ergonomical at all. And also, most of them are made out of leather. And dude, like that gives like a new definition to the term of a sweaty gamer.
On the GT racing chair, the backrest is completely flat. There's no natural curve in it to help support your spine in that natural angle.
Have I seen the new GT song? No, link it.
In, so you can't really make much of movement.
It doesn't have a lot of flexibility. There's not a lot of adjustments that I can make to hold me in a neutral posture.
For years, chair companies have been selling spine-snapping, back-breaking, neck-nuking.
And one of the issues is that, like, what's this girl's name? Is this like Pokimane? Oh, yeah, Pokimane. Okay, so streamers are gonna like sell these to you, to kids, basically, and then kids are gonna have issues with their backs.
Snapping, back-breaking, neck-nuking seats they claim will keep you comfortable while gaming. And while these racing-style chairs might look cool and come with tons of celebrity endorsements, the reality is they do very little to actually take care of your spine. Now, there are some companies trying to bring actual comfort to the masses, but even the bad chairs can be very expensive. So we had to ask, what is it that makes gaming chairs
You're mostly
so
paying for the name, for the brand, basically.
Are they really worth the money, or is the entire industry just one big scam?
Yes, it is.
Ew. Oh.
See his shoulders here? This is not fucking normal.
Oh.
I just buy the Fat Boy executive chairs and call it a day.
Advantages they may or may not offer.
You should get like a ergonomic chair, honestly. If you're sitting a lot in your gaming room or whatever, like in front of your PC, you should get a ergonomic chair.
Merch.
Honestly.
Head to shop.
And I can tell you this, not because I'm a gamer, but because not only did I play games, I gotta edit videos. I gotta like sit in my fucking chair for a while. And before this, I was a studio mole and I was just like working on other people's songs and my songs and all that, my music studio. And I had my fair share of chairs.
Score.com and check out our new...
And giving a lot of money on a chair seems stupid, but trust me, after you get... how do you pronounce that? Costochondritis, I guess? Costochondritis? You will change your mind. And that happens like here, it feels like a fucking heart attack, a constant fucking heart attack, because your ribs are like twisted around the like the main bone here. And that happens because your back is like curved in a really weird angle. And I have that. Because of this shit, because of these chairs and other shitty chairs.
Has been dominated by so-called racing style chairs. Gaming chair companies have sponsored some of the biggest
racing style, like, yeah, this whole thing is made for like races. So like when you're in a fucking when you're taking a corner at like 60 miles an hour, you don't like get out of the seats and just like fall out.
Teams, players,
this
and
is just
streamers
stupid
in esports, but their chairs weren't originally designed for gamers. No,
wait,
these chairs
give me a second. What?
Racing style chairs. Gaming chair companies have sponsored some Cloud9
edition. Really? All right. I know that you guys are not really that interested into this, but let me tell you about Cloud9. So Cloud9 is really, really, I'm not gonna say popular, but important to Overwatch because they were like in the finals of one of the like Overwatch leagues, and what they did here is just astonishing. They need to get on the point because like it's overtime. They need to be on the point. Yet they go for the kills and they lose the game.
Overtime. Cloud9, not out of it here yet. They cannot leave the payload for any reason. There's the barrier. Now they have 4. Moving back in. Will it be enough? Space, he's demacked. Looking to get back in, Brent. Misfits.
Watch this now.
Push back. Oh, no!
Went for the kills. Lost the game.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. The disappointment.
So yeah, just buy their shares because they're so awesome.
Some of the biggest teams, players, and streamers in esports. But their chairs weren't originally designed for gamers. No, these chairs were designed to keep race car drivers stable in their cockpits. Because
Exactly.
when you're driving at hundreds of kilometers per hour, the ride can get a little bumpy.
Sammy, you will wreck the car. We will not finish.
I love this video.
Bucket seat design is intended to hug your thighs so you don't move around too much while driving. And the top of the chair pushes into your shoulders as you reach out and grip the steering wheel.
Yep.
It's pretty obvious that these chairs were designed for a very specific purpose. So how is it that they ended up underneath a bunch of sweaty nerds?
Marketing.
Well, throughout the mid to late 2000s,
And
the
human
US
stupidity.
car industry was in a rough spot. Oil prices were rising and sales plummeted for luxury cars and larger vehicles with poor fuel efficiency. These were tough times for car manufacturers.
From
But they also
Sparco,
sucked for
yeah.
those who made parts for those cars. This situation put luxury
You should buy a
car
Sparco
seat
chair.
company DX Racer in a bad spot. So in an effort to find a new way to make money, they
I didn't know
added
this.
wheels to their chairs and marketed them to gamers.
Gaming isn't a game, it's a tool. It's problem solving. It's creativity in overdrive.
Huh? What the fuck? Gaming isn't a game, it's a tool, it's a problem solving.
It's problem
Huh?
solving. It's creativity in overdrive. DX Racer, enjoyed at every age, at every stage of our professions.
This guy looks like the guy from Andor, but like a cheap version of the guy from Andor. I forgot the name
Of our
of the
games,
actor.
of our lives. We know how the game is played. We play it every day, in style, with attitude.
I would not trust this like sly dude like ever.
And intensity. That's why
Trying
we're
to
here.
stroke our gaming egos, yeah.
Racer. How you play the game.
Over the past 15 plus years, with some help from off-brand Bradley Cooper, DX Racer has dominated the
Off-brand Bradley Cooper.
gaming space. For a long time, their chairs were being used at nearly every single esports event, with streamers and content creators all over the world repping their products. DX Racer got so big that they naturally inspired competition. Over
Yep.
the years, more companies like them cropped up, with their own gamer-oriented racing seats on offer. You
AK
couldn't get away
Racing.
from them if you wanted to. But eventually, many consumers realized that they made a mistake. They bought into the hype and bought a chair that looked cool, but wasn't exactly practical. See, these
Yep.
racing-inspired gaming chairs share one unique feature. They can fully recline. But aside from that, most
My
of
chair
them
can do that
only
too.
have 3 main adjustments.
And it's
you can make for comfort.
ergonomic.
The ability to move the seat up and down, height-adjustable armrests, and these cushions, which are supposed to act as lumbar support, but rarely stay in place, which can be
Dog shit.
super annoying. If that cushion slips out of place, the chair is basically a flat wall against your back, which will ruin your posture and cause
Actually, it would be good if it was just a flat wall. Most of them are like curved inwards, so they like tend to the sweaty gamer like thing, and you just like sit like this. Let me switch the cam. So you sit like this at your fucking PC like a fucking gargoyle, and it is super bad for your posture.
a lot of back pain. We spoke with Garrick Foreman, a PhD candidate at Brock University who specializes in neuromechanics and ergonomics, to see just how much this can impact your long-term health. Here's what he had to say.
When we sit, we start to go into spinal flexion in the lumbars, and our lumbars are built to sustain pretty heavy loads and be fairly mobile. But the discs between our vertebrae and our lumbars are not meant to be flexed. So once we start to move into spinal flexion, the contents of our intervertebral discs start to help break down those tissues that could lead to disc bulges and disc herniations and things like that. There is no doubt that it's important that we keep our spine from staying in flexion, and having some kind of like a little lumbar pillow is better than nothing.
But one of the biggest gripes that everyone has with racing style seats is that the leather or pleather materials that they use often produce a lot of heat, especially during those long gaming sessions. And if your job revolves around...
And you know what? You're going to sit in that chair, you're going to play the game, and you know what you're also going to do? You're going to open another tab at some point, and you're going to watch a certain kind of video that makes you aroused. And the chair itself is going to be so fucking sweaty after that Jesus Christ.
You sitting on your butt for most of the day.
Dude, mesh chairs are fucking amazing. Look at this. Mesh chair all the way.
Racing chairs are really comfy. They're really well padded and you can sit in them for hours, but then once you get up, it's just like, oh.
The best chair that I sat in ever was a super expensive one. Aaron Miller with like Logitech, they made like a chair. I'm gonna say embellishments, embody, something like that. It was like I was fucking sitting on a cloud, honestly. But it was so expensive that I just bought this one.
Oh, I can feel like in my back all these sore spots of just like where it's not supporting you enough, which is why I like.
And this one is like $800.
You know, support your spine.
That one is like
I got to the point where every single time I'd get out of my chair, it hurt so much that I'm like I just have to go lay down for a few hours because I can't move.
Racing chairs, they're just kind of like uncomfortable to sit in for a while. At least in my experience, like they're kind of like it's kind of like a hard material. Like I'm not a big fan of like leather either, you know, like yeah, it looks cool and stuff, and like it feels cool at first, but like wow,
it looks cool until you like use your brain and like just like think for a second, and then you realize that it fucking stinks. You gotta like also that leather is gonna break faster than the mesh.
Like I just like being comfortable, you know, I just like being like nice and cozy.
So at this point, you're probably thinking, how bad could it be? After all, you're probably slouching in a crappy chair watching this right now.
Look at this. Look at this posture. Look at like I know that we were supposed to react to Star Citizen videos, but this is what you posted, so fuck you. We're gonna watch this. If you want me to watch anything else, post it in my video reaction section or post it in the Twitch. But like look at this shit.
You're probably
this is not normal.
In a crappy chair watching this right now. The thing is, bad chairs can have a negative long-term impact on your body. And if you don't believe me, well, for some reason everybody trusts Colton more than they trust me, so I'll let him explain it to you.
Probably because of the mustache.
The guy who actually knows what he's talking about.
Let's face it, none of us is an expert on everything, myself included. Sometimes we just buy things
why?
Because they look cool, or maybe it had really compelling advertisements, or somebody that we look up to bought one.
Does he have a man bun on top of the mustaches? Like what?
No,
why?
You can rep your favorite team or TV show, or maybe you just want to look and feel like the pros. But like Dimitri said, some racing style gaming chairs don't exactly promote good posture. Since often things like the seat depth can't be adjusted, these chairs don't work for a lot of people. You typically only want about an inch of space where the edge of your chair meets your knees. Otherwise, you'll get bad blood circulation in your legs, which can cause soreness, swelling, and even blood clots in extreme cases. Obviously, you
know what the best part is? I had a chair like this, basically like this, and it had like a bump here. And should I tell you that I had like a numb fucking, like my whole danger zone was numb after sitting on there? like for a while.
Dream cases. Obviously, you could just be a.
It's amazing. Like,
human being
oh, we're gonna add this because this is ergonomic. No, it's not.
and take a break, get up, go for a walk. But some of us, well, some of us are capital G gamers. I know when I'm in the middle of a particularly fire video edit, I don't tend to leave my chair very much. So maybe you'd rather just reposition yourself instead, maybe cross your legs, get the blood flowing again. Well, unfortunately, this can just be uncomfortable in some racing style chairs because the sides of the seat push your legs inwards. It's just part of the design. But maybe you're okay with a little soreness. The only problem is that these chairs can actually start to do some more serious damage over prolonged periods of time.
If you are sitting in a really bad position for your entire day, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when you're going to get injured or be in pain. It's easy when you get into a rhythm doing something, either an assignment, a project, a paper, or playing games for a long period of time. You don't think to get up and loosen up and give your muscles some relaxation. If you play for hours and hours and hours, those muscles that are being strained from your bad posture, they get no relief, which means that their ability to withstand.
But they look nice though.
Goes down.
Now, some gamer-focused chair brands have
we like nice-looking chairs
become
though.
much more cognizant of
I look like a
positions
gamer
and
then.
pivoted to making their chairs much more ergonomic. Secret
this
Lab,
shit?
for example, ditched those
Like they make a mesh chair, but they still do the shoulders in.
of these
For
issues
what fucking
and have
reason?
pivoted to making their chairs much more ergonomic.
So stupid.
Secret Lab, for example, ditched those awful lumbar cushions and replaced them with a system that's built directly into the chair, so you can actually adjust the height
cool.
and depth of the support against your spine. But unfortunately, they must have added that right after I bought mine. Ultimately, the most ergonomic chair is the one that fits you best. And in that regard, just remember, not all thrones are a perfect fit for you kings and queens out there.
And that was the guy who actually knows what he's talking about.
So while racing
What are
style
we
chairs
watching?
have improved over the years, they're still not perfect. However, while the endemic gaming brands struggle
Mesh.
to become more ergonomic,
Oh, this is the Herman Miller. This is the one that CAG has, and they bought them basically in bulks, and it's like a $2,000 chair.
another company has become the gold standard, Herman Miller. They're best known for making some of the most comfortable and beloved office chairs in the world. And when they found
Although they are basically the Apple of ergonomic chairs, the chairs are fucking overpriced, first of all, and then on top of that, if you want a headrest or whatever it's called, is it called a headrest? I'm going to call it a headrest. Fuck it. You got to buy a separate.
out that gamers were already using their chairs, they saw an opportunity to create a product
And it's like $400
specifically oriented around.
Yeah, the price is insane.
Pulled us into the space. The community.
Oh,
was
this is the one, the Logitech one that Herman Miller did. Dude, this feels like you're sitting on a fucking cloud. I'm not kidding. This is amazing, but it's the price in it is just like Jesus fucking Christ, especially in Serbia.
asking for this. Community was already using our product before we ever entered into the gaming space. And when you start to understand, especially in the competitive side, what they were ultimately looking for, they were looking for a product that would fit them. They were being forced to sit on a stage, and these were the elite level.
They were being forced to sit on a stage. Play the sad music. Give me a second. Where is it? Where is it? Play me the sad music.
They were being forced to sit on a stage, and these were the elite level gamers in a product that didn't even adjust properly to fit their unique body types, which you see nowhere else in any traditional sport.
I'm a victim of violence. I was forced to sit on the stage.
Like showing up to a professional
in a really uncomfortable gaming chair.
Runner running a size 8 shoe.
Herman Miller and Logitech partnered to create a new version of the Embody gaming chair, which they claim solved
Embody,
most
yeah,
of the
Embody.
issues that plagued the
I have no idea what I
competition
said.
for over a decade. To solve the heat problem, the Embody uses copper.
The stream is not sponsored by Logitech. Also,
and for your back, Herman Miller's design.
Thank you, Snuggle Bear. It's an amazing chair, but it's super expensive, and also the stream is not sponsored by Herman Miller or Logitech.
It helps your spine rest in a more natural S-shaped curve. No more straight-backed leather walls making you sore and sweaty. If you're watching this, you probably already know that Herman Miller chairs are the gold standard. You probably also don't own one because, boy, are they expensive. The Embody is over $1,500, and an Aeron is gonna run you over $1,700. These are premium products, and
these are the chairs. The Aeron chairs are the ones that CG has.
$1,700. These are premium products, and they're priced.
And yes, when I made that video or the shorts that like all the money is going into the chairs, obviously I was kidding, but also most people commented, "Well, Grumpy, like when you buy in bulks, you're gonna get like a discount." Yeah, but you're gonna get a discount on the what's it called, Ergohuman that I have, and it's like $800, and then like $800 with a discount is still gonna be less than Herman Miller. So yeah, like.
And while you can find refurbished classic Aerons all over the place, they're still surprisingly expensive. Most people just don't have that kind of money to spend on a chair. But that doesn't mean that your back is screwed. Companies like Steelcase, Hayworth, and Autonomous have solid ergo office chairs that are sometimes cheaper. Hell, you could probably pick up a simple Amazon Basics office chair and still find something that's better for your back than a racing chair. And for only about $100. It might not be a fancy chair, but it'll treat your spine a hell of a lot better than some of the more expensive options. But no matter how much money you spend, there is still a chance that
Don't get this. No. Imagine sitting on a fucking pillow and farting into it for like hours and hours.
Chair could feel comfortable for one person, but not another. Just like your mouse, keyboard,
don't be a sweaty gamer.
Finding the right chair can be difficult. There's no one-size-fits-all option that applies to everyone. And that's something that even Herman Miller can admit.
I think customers are smart enough nowadays where they realize what's going on. What you're seeing today is simply product placement on the stage, which is the model that the current industry operates under. The model that we actually are pushing right now within.
What was this like ear fist bump?
That the current industry operates under. The model that we actually are pushing right.
Like, is this like gamers socializing?
That the current industry operates under. The model that we actually are pushing right now within publishers is that every player can choose what chair they bring on stage. Today, they choose their mouse and their keyboard. That is not dictated by a brand. I believe the right path forward.
That is also not true because some of them had cheats of social distancing. It could be that. But also they were probably in quarantine like together. But what I wanted to say is some gamers like MLGs like that are playing in leagues, they got like caught cheating because they had like inside their mouse they would have like basically a USB stick. They would like install a cheat, and that was like a serious issue. So nowadays, they can choose between like certain brands, and they can't bring their own shit. They need to get like a mouse and keyboard that like is provided to them.
They choose their mouse
by the
and keyboard
organizers.
that's not dictated by a brand. I believe the right path forward is not a Herman Miller only path forward, but it is the right chair for the player.
Gamers have come a long way from people sitting on dining chairs.
For the player, for the developer, for whoever sits a lot.
Work to be done. However, there is no doubt that the industry is moving in the right direction. So long as you're not buying a straight-backed bucket seat with no lumbar support, you're not getting scammed. And hopefully soon, everyone will be able to find a chair that is both affordable and right for them.
Okay, we watched this. Thank you for the video. This was amazing. I don't know why we fucking watched this, but somebody sent me this, and we had to watch it because that's the rules.